Malicious software, malware, started off as an experiment, escaped the lab as a prank, took a darker turn into cyber vandalism, and has now become a large criminal enterprise. The first ever virus was not malicious. It was created by a software engineer to see if it was possible to create a self-replicating computer program. It wasn't. The creeper, named after a Scooby-Doo villain, did not replicate. It did move, though, through any system it touched, corrupting everything as it went. Viruses continued as experiments or sometimes pranks, but were contained within the labs or schools in which they were created. This changed in 1982 when a high school student's prank was released into the wild. Spread via floppy disks inserted into infected Apple II computers. It did not cause deliberate harm, but was quite contagious. This infection, amongst others, led IBM to create the first antivirus software. The internet allowed viruses to escape the confines of floppy disks and company networks and spread to websites and infected office documents, which could be distributed quickly and widely via email. New types of malicious software were created, and the blanket term malware was introduced. Even at these early stages, some of the common techniques used by cybercriminals, such as social engineering, were starting to form. The love letter virus spread using the subject line, "I love you." Most of these attacks were malicious, but not financially motivated. That would change. Today, there are more than 1 billion malware programs in existence, with many created specifically to steal your money or credentials. It's a minefield, and when living in a minefield, it's good to have a map. Unlike the creeper, modern viruses do actually replicate, spreading via executable files and infected documents. They infect and corrupt systems as they go. Worms exploit vulnerabilities in operating systems or applications to replicate and consume network resources, slowing them down. A Trojan or Trojan horse is disguised as legitimate software in the hopes that you will install it, granting unauthorized system access to an attacker who can then capture sensitive information or remote control your system. Spyware is exactly what you think, recording your online activities, keystrokes, and passwords for identity theft or as part of a larger attack. Adware displays ads. While not catastrophic to your network, it's really annoying. Botnets are networks of bots, infected computers now under the control of a bot herder who can use them to carry out coordinated attacks on a company or service, distribute spam mails, or commit fraud on a massive scale. And then we come to the original, financially motivated malware. And even though it sometimes loses popularity, it always seems to end up back on top. The first ransomware was created in 1989, mailed out to individual targets on floppy disk. It would encrypt its curious victims' files unless a ransom of $189 was paid. The core concept remains the same, but the time between attacks is now measured in seconds and the average payment in hundreds of thousands. Everyone is a target, from individuals to large companies, and if you do pay, it's unlikely attackers will unencrypt your data in favor of further blackmailing you with the threat of leaking your data, double extortion, and blackmailing any clients that would be affected by that leak, triple extortion. Because if cyber criminals believe in one thing, it's corporate synergy. Those are the different types of minds. Now, where are they? And more importantly, how do you avoid them? The easiest way to get malware onto your device is to get you to install it. Social engineering attacks like phishing are among the most popular delivery methods. The "I love you" subject line may not work anymore, but a well-researched, targeted email, supposedly from a third-party vendor with the line "invoice due," has a high success rate at getting people to click on. Malicious attachments. Office docs are still the most popular format for malicious attachments, with macros being an ideal delivery system. But PDFs, zip files, and more can all be used to infect when clicked. Never trust attachments in unsolicited emails. Always check directly with the sender that the email and attachment is valid. Scan all attachments before download. Disable Office macros by default, and report any suspicious emails to your IT department. Instead of trying to get you to open an attachment, phishing emails may try to direct you to malicious websites. Fake websites or farming can look very convincing and encourage you to download a variety of malware. Or you may not even have to click on anything. Drive-by downloads exploit weaknesses in browser security to automatically download and install malware as soon as the page opens. Always carefully inspect all links in emails, and preferably bypass the link entirely and navigate directly to the site yourself. Keep your browser up to date to block drive-by downloads, and antivirus installed on all your devices can prevent potentially very serious mistakes. Malvertising is when malicious code is embedded within legitimate online ads, redirecting you to malicious websites. Turn on ad blocker and resist the urge to splurge. Social media phishing. Social engineering is also carried out through social media apps. Direct messages or enticing posts could be from fake profiles and contain a host of malware. Verify all friend or follow requests. Adjust your privacy settings according to your preference. Be wary of messages with an urgent or threatening tone, or that promise something too good to be true. Be careful what you post, and never log into your personal accounts from work devices. Third-party software and mobile apps can bring a tempting boost to productivity. But are you sure you know what you're installing? Never install software from unknown or unofficial sources, even if the store is legitimate. Carefully review the software and developer before downloading. Cybercriminals are always searching for security flaws in your operating system, applications, browsers, or plugins which they can use to inject malware. Security updates patch these flaws, blocking unauthorized access and keeping your network safe. Turn on automatic updates where available, and never snooze on security updates. Infected USB drives or removable media can automatically install malware to a host system on connection. Never connect an unknown device to your network and report any found or free giveaway devices to your IT department. Malware will continue to adopt new forms, and maybe even become intelligent. Dark web marketplaces will continue to offer malware as a service to budding criminals, and interconnected devices will offer new avenues of attack. Malware isn't going away, but the delivery methods continue to rely on human error to work. By watching out for the signs of phishing, avoiding unapproved software, and keeping approved software up to date, we can turn back the clock on malware, from global business to annoying prank to engineering experiment.